Okay, I'm going.
Oh gosh.
Right, so here we go. Welcome to an enormous turnout. So we have gathered here today because Claire and Amanda have presumably strong-armed you into hearing more about taking on a challenge to get to Machu Picchu and an adventure in the Sacred Valley. Is that what else have you been told? Or is that pretty much the nub of it?
We sent across the
We've had all
information
the
that you sent
links.
us.
Yeah.
Yes, we've had all the, yeah.
Okay, right. So what I want to do is I want to kind of talk through. I've done it once. I'm going back to do it again. God forbid. The next time I know I will be fitter. I will go through the program, the adventure, and what we've got planned, why we've got it planned, what you will experience, and the differences of what we have put, the adventure we put together versus if you just kind of went with Expedia or Intrepid. So it's really different. So in a nutshell, so I, with my team, run a company called The Leap, which organizes volunteering adventures all around the world. So predominantly, originally we started off with gappers, and we've started these kind of midlife adventures using our contacts on the ground, our partners on the ground, who are not your traditional travel agent. They are NGOs. So they are there. The whole purpose of being there in Peru or any other country we team up with is to run a project around which they create an adventure which is to involve culture, community, challenge, and an off-grid experience. Given the way they can do that is because they live there, they live and breathe there, they're introducing you to local life and local contacts. So that is what we are putting together. So the plan with Kerry and her gorgeous team is Kerry is this gorgeous looking, gorgeous in personality, 40-year-old American from California. She set up the Andean Alliance with two great friends of hers from America, and they have settled down in a small town called Calca, not Calca, Calca, in the Sacred Valley. It's a beautiful little town right on the river, all very nice. The purpose of the Andean Alliance is they all studied sustainability and geography and climate change, and they recognized that one of the problems that the high Andean communities have is with climate change, their reliance on potatoes. Let me tell you, there's 4,000 different varieties of potatoes in Peru. So the variety of crisps that you will eat there is huge. So they are predominant potato farmers. That is what they live. That's what they live and breathe. And it's a really tough existence. You will meet them firsthand. But with the retreating glaciers, with the changing of their environment, potato disease is really high now. So they help them find an alternative way of living. So what they have done is they have set up a farm down in the valley of Calca. It is a demonstration farm, and they invite the high Andean elders to come down regularly to see what they're doing. And the long and short of it is, now at 4,000 meters, they are growing strawberries, and these strawberries are now being sold to all the high-end restaurants in Cusco and Lima. So it is a really successful project. At the same time, they're reforesting at the high altitude levels, and they're doing lots of other things. So all our teams that go through will experience what they are doing. They will experience visiting these high Andean communities, which are so off-grid and so beautiful, and the scenery where they live, how they live, the fabrics that they still make. It's just extraordinary to see that in its living and breathing state. getting involved with the project work. We're not saying that you're going to kind of change the world and kind of rig up strawberry farms up there, but you will, just by visiting, you'll do a couple of days work on the farm, helping with all the developments there. And at the same time, oh, Carrie, you're coming back.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. So you will be involved in the project, and you will meet the guys at high altitude. So, Carrie, you're now got two. You've got your phone.
I thought I'd try. I'm going to leave this one. I thought I'd just see if I could get the gallery up while we're talking, just so I can see people's reaction. There we go.
Okay, so that is the backbone of the program. Kerry and her bunch of friends, the Andean Alliance, and all the high Andean farmers. That is the backbone of who is creating this experience. So the experience is, I think it's about 12 days, but it's cut into two halves. The first half is your acclimatization phase. Okay, so you arrive in Cusco, which is 2,500 meters. You will go lower than that to Calca, but you will still feel the altitude. And over the course of the first 4 or 5 days, you will combine helping with the project work, exploring the valley by going to Pisac, going to visit these amazing people that still make fabrics, the weavers. You will go to the salt mines. You will see some amazing things, but it's all interwoven into doing the project work, the sightseeing, and the acclimatization hikes. Not treks, they're more hikes, 2 to 3 hour hikes where you go up and you come back. So you're going up during the day and coming and sleeping low at night. And that is just blasting your system into the high altitude. Within that 1 week, you will go to the Lake of Gold, which is the most beautiful place on earth. It takes about an hour and a half to get there through the most dramatic scenery. And you go up to 4,000, I think it's about 4,500 meters, where this stunning glacial lake is there. And history has it that when the Spanish invaded, all the Incas threw their gold into this lake, and it is a really kind of beautiful, still place. You'll help with the reforestation project there, meet the high Andean community, and it's a really, really beautiful day. And one of the other little projects interwoven into one of your hikes is helping Kerry and her friends who've got a jewelry project. And the jewelry project is to help the kids in the valley find a trade. So they've set up this jewelry making workshop, and you will get involved in that. And then at the end, with all the kids, the kids will take you to their little shop, and you will be strung into buying all their jewelry. So, but it's a really lovely day, and it's at the end of one of the acclimatization hikes, so it works really well. So that is kind of the first section leading up for the trek. So Machu Picchu is clearly the destination, but the journey to get there is what is important, because Machu Picchu itself is very accessible to every type of tourist known to man, literally, and it is swarming with tourists. So when you get to the actual Machu Picchu itself, walk through the gates and you're standing on the ground, you'll be like, whoa, oh my God, there are so many tourists. So what is important to us, to me, is getting you there so that you experience the high Andes, coming a bit lower to the tree line where it's more alpine, going down into the cloud forest, working your way through the cloud forest to the Sun Gate, which is like the entry point into the Machu Picchu Valley. And you literally come around a corner. There is Machu Picchu, a kilometer in the distance, in its magnificent surrounding of all these dramatic mountains around it. And that is your dinner moment. And it has taken, you know, 3 nights, 4 days of trekking to get there. It's like high five, that is it. You then you just stop there and take it all in, because that is a special moment. And then you walk 1 kilometer to Machu Picchu itself. You stand at the top looking down onto it. Now, for me, that was enough. But you can, of course, you know, go and spend time and wander around the ruins. You're there, but you'll take it, you know, wander around the ruins, and then you leave on the, you're gonna hate this, on the bus down. Actually, you won't hate it. You'll be so relieved to get on a bus. On the bus down to Aqua Calientes, which is like the last part of the train, the last station. You'll get there, get on the train, and get out, and probably take you back to Ollantaytambo or somewhere further down in the Sacred Valley. So the journey to get there is, you will leave. There are three valleys to get to the Sun Gate. So a lot of people say, oh no, you must do the Inca Trail or the Salcanteri Trail or the Laris. 3 different routes. Even if you didn't come with me, promise me you will not do the Inca Trail. The Inca Trail, you will experience it on the last day, is color-coded tents. You can't take mules, thousands of color-coded t-shirted porters, horrendous, really, really crowded. The Salcanteri is a lovely trek, lots of tourists and set campsites where you have to stay, so you'd bump into any. The Lares is the most remote. It is known as the community valley, so you really do come across lovely communities on your way. It's, I think, the least touristy, but the route we're going on is completely bespoke. So, because what we're going to do is take you right out, drive you right out, drop you off in the middle of nowhere with your guides, mules, porters, Kerry, and everybody. And you go hiking for the first day, up over the first pass, down. So you're really in the depths of the valley then. You will stay 1 night in a little campsite, which does have a loo. Then the next day, you'll go off. Each day, you're probably trekking for 6 to 7 hours a day. Slow, gentle plod. Okay, so leg strength is key. The second night, my favorite night, wild camping in this valley, on this glacial lake, next to a gorgeous farm, which have got all that kind of, we kind of woke up, it was like being in heaven. The sun was shining, it was covered in frost. There were llamas walking around everywhere, big birds coming down. It was just so beautiful. That's your second night. Then you start walking, and then you start walking down to the tree line, so that then the scenery starts changing. You've done the high altitude, which are big vistas, amazing vistas. Then you come down to prettier, less dramatic, you know, more alpine. You stop and have lunch. Depending on how you're feeling, there is an escape route where you can hop on a bus, and we're not talking a bus, we're talking a local chickadee, you know, local thing that will take you down to Ollantaytambo. That's where you will stay the night in a little hostel, so little bunk beds. Then you will get up at the crack of Sparrow to go to catch the train, which is really cute, that takes you straight down the Sacred Valley, and you'll get off at kilometer 107 or something. I can't remember what it's called. Or kilometer 88. I always got it wrong. That's my kind of mathematical dyslexic brain coming out. Anyway, you literally hop off the train in the middle of nowhere. And it's just like, seriously, is this true? And it's like, yes. And that third day is when you walk through the cloud forest. So now it's hot and steamy, and you're going up old Inca steps and down and round, and it's a big day, steep up and steep down, and then you eventually come to the Sun Gate and your dinner moment. So it's 3 days of 6 to 8 hours a day of walking. So, which requires strong knees, good glutes, and a hearty attitude. Everyone did it on our trip, all with all different shapes and sizes, all different levels of fitness. And it is hard because but you need to be dogged. You just need to be like, it's a slow plod. It's not a race. The group, there was 10 of us split into 3 kind of, we could all see each other, but 3 paces. And we all did it. And it was really, really satisfying at the end.
So it's sort of on paths. I mean, they're not sort of loose shingle and you're going down like this. It's paths and steps, isn't it? And
yeah. Paths and rocks, and you're literally you're picking your way gently. So on this particular trek, you've got mules carrying all the tent equipment, the food. It is amazing. It's a huge logistical exercise. So you're all going snaking through these valleys together, and that's a beautiful sight in itself. You look over in the distance and you've got these gorgeous high Andean families, villages, going about their day in their most beautiful clothes and costumes, all handmade, and you just think, oh my God, this is as it was hundreds of years ago. I mean, it's really, really special.
magical.
I think, hence I'm going. But perhaps I've just, I'll let you know, maybe the second time it won't be quite as magical. I'll be like, Jesus, what am I doing again? Putting my knees through this. So, so any questions so far? Me rabbiting on.
Well, what do you have to carry? Do we have to carry anything? Just how much weight do we have to carry on our shoulders or backs or?
You will be carrying. When everyone's committed and I will be going through exactly what you need to pack and take. There is a strict kit list. What you pack on that trek, you will be taking a day pack inside that. So it's a bag about that size, rucksack. Yeah. And inside it, you've got your snacks, water bottle, hat, a raincoat, and an extra layer.
Okay.
That's it. So
there's not too much weight, as little as
and even if one is struggling, so in our group, people just like, oh God, I really need this off my back, then the mules can take the day packs.
Okay.
So then you've got a full, trekking trousers, really good, comfortable, grippy shoes. Some people had trekking boots. I had the Speed Cross trainers, which I love. So a really grippy sole is necessary, because when you're coming down, it can be a bit shaly in places, a bit, but a bit loose. But you can hire or get your own, whatever you want, those poles. It is essential to walk with poles. It's like nobody goes anywhere without them. They are brilliant, so easy. I'd never used them before in my life. So easy, so helpful to pick your way up and pick your way down when you're going over.
Should you train walking beforehand with the poles?
No, you don't need to.
No,
No, the poles. The poles just help you get into a lovely rhythm.
Yeah.
Training beforehand, you don't need to be aerobically fit. Okay, that's not the key. You just need to be leg fit. So that is knees, especially glutes, buttocks, really lower
Odds, I imagine, yes.
just so that you are a strong walker. That is key. The 2 of us had knee problems because we were going down, but I knew that I hadn't got fit enough. I thought I was fit enough, but I wasn't. It was like muscular fit, I was aerobically fit, I can easily go for a run, but I wasn't strong. Strength is really important. Power.
And what do you do about the water? That was one thing.
Oh yes, the water. So it's genius. On the trek, they have this contraption which you fill up with any water, and it filters everything out, and then they're filling up your bottles all day, every day. And
Great. So you can carry
delicious,
one, yeah.
delicious food. You get lovely little plastic bowls in the evening and in the morning to wash away the sweat. But it is 2 nights of camping, of 2 nights of yes, you'll clean your teeth and wipe your face, but that's it. When you get to that hostel, it is a yippee moment.
Presumably there's showers there.
We're in the hostel.
Yes.
Yes, it's really nice. It's really nice. And we took over the last one we stayed in. We took over the whole thing, so it feels all very homely. Clothes wise, it's all about layers. It's about Gore-Tex. It's about gloves, hats. The layering system is absolutely key. I never thought I would spend so much time with my new friend in Cotswold camping, who by the end of it couldn't wait to just get me away. I would buy things, take them back the next week. I don't think this is right. I understood then the science between the layering system, which I'd never understood before. Fleeces on, fleeces off, short sleeve, long sleeve. Oh, lordy. But I will take you through all of that.
And can you, if you when you do your packing, there's obviously a smaller amount on the trek. Do you leave the other stuff behind? Yeah, you haven't got to. Yeah, you can have more than you take on the trek, is what I'm saying.
So you take your main bag.
Yeah.
That is for your entire trip. We've got everything in it. Because week one, you do not want, when you're in the town of Calca and going sightseeing, you'll be in jeans, a t-shirt, and that one of your fleeces. In the evening, you want to put a pretty shirt on. You never know. But it's all very chilled.
Yeah.
No fancy clothes required. And then when you leave your main pack at the base, at the homestay, we'll come to the accommodation, at the homestay, and you decant what you need for the trek into one of those sailing bags. They're the kind of long bags, that you roll at the top.
Yeah. Dry bags.
So,
and do you provide those, or we buy those?
I will tell you exactly what to get. You
Okay, and where to go?
Yeah, and then you put your name on it, and into that you take literally. I put
just your things for the day.
Just the things for the trek.
Yeah.
You will be reunited to a really nice change of clothing at the hostel, a couple of little extras at the hostel to push you through the next day.
Great.
And what's the temperature at night? Is it very cold at night?
It can be. It can be. So down in Calca in the Sacred Valley, it's a beautiful summer's day here, where you're wearing a shirt, a light jumper, sunglasses, and a hat. When you're on the trek at the high altitude, the first 2 nights, you will be probably in a t-shirt and light fleece during the day while you're hiking, but then when you stop, you're putting your layers on, and then at nighttime you're really putting every single layer known to man: a hat, extra thick socks. You'll hire a 4-season sleeping bag, and you'll cozy tozy. You've got your hot water bottle, and you get cozy tozy, and into bed you go.
Sorry, you say you'll hire a sleeping bag, so we don't have to provide one.
Don't have to provide one, because you really need the 4-season, all swinging and dancing sleeping bag. And they are really expensive. So I think for literally $20, Kerry rents them out, and they're really nice and clean. They're not smelly. People just like, oh, do you want to sleep in someone else's sleeping bag? If that's absolutely fine, I totally get that. Then people just take a silk sleeping liner, which is always good anyway. It's an extra layer.
Well, what are you sleeping on when you're doing the camping nights?
Sorry to say, you're sleeping on a little puffy up mattress. It's not comfortable, okay? And on the second night of wild camping, when you're with that family and against the lake. When you want to go to the loo, you go behind the brick wall with a little shovel and off you go.
Okay, with that.
And they did provide a tent, which was a loo tent, but it was just like so grim. No one was, it was just like, no, I don't want that. I'm going wild. Find a big rock and off you go. So so the trek is completely manageable and really special. And actually Machu Picchu, yes, it's everyone's kind of moment, but actually that is like the full stop. The journey to get there is really I think more special than actually seeing Machu Picchu.
I suppose, and also that time of year, it's spring, isn't it? So it should be lovely flowers and things going up. Are there flowers?
Should be, could be.
Have you ever had anyone having problems with the altitude?
Yes. So with the altitude sickness, it is a real thing. So I poo-pooed it to begin with and thought, oh no, I'm just going to take homeopathy. Oh, by day 3, I was like, no, has anyone got any spare drugs? What an idiot I was. So yes, I highly recommend everybody takes the Diamox, which is the altitude sickness pills. The reason being, you can do what I did and just see, but it is really annoying how people have got affected in different ways. But the main way is it was just it's a tight headache. So it just, has anyone had it before?
I have,
yeah. So just that bizarre feeling, isn't it? Like someone's tightening,
and you just can't move your legs. You're sort of like, but I mean, yeah. But then this was, I mean, I was 20 and we were trekking in the Himalayas, and it's like 2 days. The minute we went down a tiny bit, it was absolutely fine. And then we went up again, and I was fine. It was just that.
Lucy had it actually in Nepal, in fact, and ended up on a drip. In fact, she became so dehydrated because she was vomiting such a lot as well.
So part 1, your acclimatization phase, is you will really get a feeling for how your body is reacting. That's why it's so important to have that first week of going up and coming down, because you're going to shock your body, get into recovery. You will learn how to live in that environment. Like, you will drink more water than you've ever done before. You won't want to drink any alcohol. You'll limit your coffee. It's simple things like that that really, really help. And Kerry and her team, they are experts at living in this environment. The medical facilities there are brilliant. The hospitals and everything, got all levels of clinics. So in that first week, you will know how your body reacts. And if you can't acclimatize, then so be it. Okay, there is nothing you can do. It is just, that is how your body is. And if that happened, which it hasn't happened in with us yet, but if it did, what we would do is we'd take you straight down to Machu Picchu, to Agua Calientes, which is the lowest point in the valley. So you would get to see Machu Picchu, you just don't have the journey to get there. Okay. So the only thing you can do with altitude sickness is go low, and Agua Calientes is the lowest point.
How high is that?
Oh, I can't think just off the top of my head, but
No, I'm only asking. We had a very bad experience in Nepal with someone who was really sick with altitude sickness. That's right. Labouring the point, really.
okay. Do you want me to? Let me just Google it. Wait, hold. You sound a bit more organised. It was very, very, very difficult to get her out. That was the problem. Height of Machu Picchu. So it's 2,500 meters.
Okay. Thank you.
Okie dokes. So, talking about the accommodation. So we've done the accommodation on the trek. So you guys are taking your own trip. So I can completely bespoke this up and tweak this accordingly. So I just want to talk you through your options. So option number one, which is what I've done before, and I'm persuading my school group to do, is to live in the homestays with Glennie and her friend. Now there are two homestays. Glennie's is a real local homestay. You know, it's in the center of town. You walk through, it's got the central courtyard and all the bedrooms around. You've all got your own bedroom, but you're all sharing a bathroom. It's basic, but comfortable and clean. But Glennie is just awesome. So she is just like heaven, cooks delicious food, so nurturing. If you've got a headache, she makes all these delicious herbal teas. Got a tummy ache, she's just divine. And then you've got Maritza, her friend, who they're in competition with each other. She lives on the other side of the square, and Maritza has bought a new bungalow, and it's all very clean and tidy, and you can stay at her house. Again, everyone has their own bedroom, but you've got the homestay experience. The alternative is that we put you in you say, no, don't want that. We all want to be together and we want to be in a hotel. And then we can look at the hotel options and, price it up accordingly. So just off the top of your head now, which would you want to do?
The homestay.
You want to do that?
Well, I think it sounds more fun.
Yeah. I agree. I 100% agree. And it adds to the vibe of we are on a real adventure here. We are not tourists. We are really part of the community, and it gives you that vibe. But I'm just warning you, when you're climbing, when you're staying with Glennie and her, and you just in the middle of the night think, oh, damn it, I need the loo. And you've got to go up some rickety stairs. Just warning you. Just, there are rickety stairs. But
and equally, I'm assuming there won't be, are there baths or showers at the end of your 6-hour trek or whatever? You can have a bath or a shower when you come in, can you?
Yes. Yeah. They're lovely showers. So there's hot showers. So that's all there. And then after your trek, then we haven't quite decided what we're going to do, because we're thinking that after you've finished your Machu Picchu, you go back on the train. You're either going to go back to Calca and celebrate in Calca, so that it's which point do we want you in, because we want you the next day to be in Cusco for your really nice hotel and your really nice hot bath, and that's the celebratory moment. We can't do it all in one day, so we have to break it off, and then the final night of the trek, have some wine and just like celebrate. Then the next morning you are all up, kind of in Cusco by mid-morning, late morning, because Cusco is gorgeous. And then you want there's a really nice hotel there, really kind of chic, groovy hotel run by a friend of Kerry's, and you stay there for the night, and then you could stay another night or another night.
I think I have to say, I think they're quite nice to spend one more night there, so that, and then maybe fly home on a daytime flight. Because otherwise, I don't know, I think I'm going to be knackered. Have that little extra time exploring, and that, rather than, anyways, because I think having done 4 days of trekking, I'm going to be in a sort of little crumpled heap, and it'd be quite nice to have one more day, to explore to explore Cusco and before going back. But anyway,
and Potter.
Yeah, and Potter. Have a day to get there, a day to celebrate and to understand what you've done, and then a day to actually kind of re-ground yourself and then enjoy the pottering. Yeah.
So the best flights that I have just found for our group, but I'm waiting because apparently British Airways is about to launch a new flight direct to Lima. So that could be really, really good. So we've just got to wait another month to see if they're going to do that. It could just be rumor, but I've heard from good sources that it's coming. If they don't, the flight that I'm thinking we would go on is with not Iberia, Avianca, direct from London to Bogota in Colombia, and then Bogota down to Cusco. But you could, as a team, go via Lima and have a couple of nights in Lima beforehand. It depends on your timings, your budgets, But you could do Lima for a couple of days, get over the jet lag, then fly into Cusco.
What's the jet lag? What's the time difference?
I think it's about 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
How long is the flight?
We did. So the last time I did KLM, London, Amsterdam, straight to Lima. So the Lima, the Europe to is a 12-hour flight.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a longie. So
and then you're straight off when you land. Are we straight on it, straight in it? Yes, we are.
Yes.
Time.
But our group, what we're going to do, and the group before you, they are going to Cusco for 2 nights before the trip starts. But if you're going to do Cusco at the end, then you might want to do a couple of nights in Lima just to catch your breath.
I mean, I haven't discussed this with anyone. This was just throwing an idea out. Yes.
So would that then be the trip being total of 14 days?
Yeah,
It makes it quite long, doesn't it?
It does make it quite long, so you don't have to do any of that.
But then if you don't, you've got to acclimatise quite quickly and get over the jet lag and the journey quite quickly, haven't you?
You have, but you have got that week of gently. It can be done. So, that's
exciting.
something to think about. The logistics, topping and tailing it, is kind of conversation number 2. Conversation 1 is, is when the Zoom call finishes, discussing, just like, is this, or are we going to do this or not? So that's conversation number 1, which I hope you do.
So you're going after in November, is that right?
Yes. So I will see you in Cusco when you're finished.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because the dates cross over, do they?
Yeah. Because I'm going to come early. Come early and do some, other things.
Stuff.
Cusco is amazing. I loved Cusco. I love the Sacred Valley. Oh my God, the shopping. Oh my, the Christmas shopping. Just like unbelievable. So this is an example. Hold on. So you'll go to this wonderful place. It's like biblical. So they still make these. God, Amanda, you'll love this.
I'll get very carried away.
That they made for your interiors. This is supposed to be made into a Ottoman lid.
Lovely.
If you know how I can go about doing that, please let me know. It's just still sitting here a year later. But the fabrics out there, the trimmings, the
Colours.
Colours. I was about to say the mohair, but it's not mohair. What is it? It's the alpaca jumpers and things. Oh my God. Heaven. Hence I'm going back. Little bit more shopping. Everyone's already been told they're getting an alpaca scarf for Christmas. So any other questions at this stage?
To talk us through the sort of payment, you I think you spoke to Claire and me a bit about it, but about put the deposit down and then when you pay the money and when you book the flights, etc.
Oh, yeah. So to proceed, so all you need to do is book on and pay I think it's £250 deposit if we've got our machine working properly, and then you don't need to pay anything else. until 6 weeks before you go. That's when the balance is due. But I would recommend that, you know, in February, March, you get your flights booked.
Yeah.
And that's
how much are the flights? Do you have any idea?
The flights I was looking at were about 900 quid.
Okay.
And how much is the whole package?
Is it two?
No, it was 3 something, wasn't it?
3. Yeah, it's 2 something. 299. It's basically 3, isn't it? More or less.
About 3.
Mm.
Okie dokes.
And am I right in just saying on insurance and things that, you know, once we've booked the deposit, or once we book the we just sort of get some travel insurance in place? What's the sort of, you hear awful stories of people suddenly, you know, something happens to their family and they can't go at the last minute, or
that's why you need travel insurance. So the only thing, so our balance isn't due to 6 weeks before you go. So at that point, it's worth getting the travel insurance, because you're absolutely right on, it does happen when you can't go. So if with that travel insurance in place, one would be able to claim it back. But if you haven't got the travel insurance, then the flight that you book, you can either book it through Trailfinders or whoever you're going to, you know, direct with Avianca, and then just pay the extra so you can change the date to a later date. Often that is done so you could go on a later program, but clearly all your friends are on this program, so there are ways around it.
If you took out the insurance at the same time you bought your flight,
you'd be covered.
You'd be covered, so that would probably be sensible to do it at that point, would it? Yeah, and then just in case something terrible happened.
Yeah, I've got elderly parents. These things can happen, can't they?
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, you were going to ask about the political situation, weren't you?
Oh well, yeah, just in case, you know, it's a bit of an uncertain world at the moment. So if everything it just kicked off in Peru, God forbid, what would happen?
If we had to cancel the trip, we would give you all your money back.
Okay. Thank
you. And if we had to cancel the trip, it would be based on a combination of things: the Foreign Office and our in-country in-country knowledge. Sometimes the in-country knowledge is like what happened in Peru last year. So the Foreign Office said, no, you could go back into Peru, but our people on the ground said, it's too tricky. Yes, you can come back into Peru, but actually there are still local road holdups and blockages going all over the country. So the logistics, the food transporting, the water, it's just making it really complicated. So on that basis, we cancelled it. So it's a combination of the two.
Okay, this is a very silly question, but just thinking about cameras and phones, which I normally end up taking your pictures on, and when you're doing your effectively 3 days of trekking, when you don't have any, you're off grid and things, do you just take a do you just take a battery charger sort of, so because I don't want to carry too much on my back, but I was thinking therefore of not taking my big camera but just taking my phone, because actually you can take amazing pictures with them these days, but obviously it needs charging up every night. Yes, you would take a charger, a backup charger. Yeah, okay, that's a silly question. I might end up thinking.
No. Those are the practical questions. And the other practical questions, like Carrie always says to me, no, you don't wear cotton pants. Pants. She wants us to wear those, not those quick drying pants, but those really quick. I buy them from Tesco's now. Absolutely brilliant. They're almost silky.
Oh, those, yeah.
Don't know those.
No.
Very comfy.
Yeah, so comfy. Anyway, so one will go into that level of detail of the
Really girly detail.
all
Excellent.
this, when you're thinking twice, if you were going skiing this winter and you're thinking, oh, do I invest? Do I really need that wool, those wool quick drying these things,
Yeah.
then
Thermals.
that's thermals. That's exactly what you wear. Literally, I will wear one every day. My quick wick drying tops.
Okay.
Right. So that is kind of information. So how are you all feeling? Like, oh my God, or are you feeling?
I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty clean.
I think I'm definitely, oh my God, because I don't know if my knees are going to be good enough. So as I was saying to Amanda, I've got to go and see my consultant and just see what he says, because I don't want to go down this route if I'm not 100% sure that I can be fit enough to do it. So that's my main concern. Everything else about it I absolutely love, but it is the fitness.
Yeah, the knees.
Yeah, my knees are dodgy too. I'm just planning on getting as fit as I can.
I'm going to strap mine up.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk about yourselves, and then if you want to book, then you literally go on the website and you sign yourself down. It's that simple. And if you get a team of 6 and you think, then my recommendation would be that you need 8 to 10 people to make it have that team feeling. 5, 6, yes, it is viable to run it just like that, but it can get quite intense. So it's quite good to have, so I could definitely help, add to it with like-minded human beings, and that we can model.
I know you'd mentioned Lizzie Fennick. Has she asked to come on the trip and there wasn't space? Was that why you mentioned her?
No,
I know her anyway.
no. I was just talking to Claire. She was saying I was going to talk to my friend. I just made an assumption that because Claire's son was friends with Lizzie's son. That's
okay. Yeah.
That was.
So I hadn't asked her, but I just didn't know how. I thought we'd get a initial group and then we'd see how if everyone wanted.
No. I mentioned it to absolutely no one.
Okay, I just wondered whether she had been in touch with you initially on a different. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, just so I know.
No, that was just lame chit chat.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to love you.
Thank you.
I'm going to leave you with all those lovely thoughts.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Llamas and tapestries.
Will you, because I've got a couple of friends who weren't able to come for various reasons to this. So you'll put the link on, will you give it to Amanda and me or something?
Yeah, I'll send it to you on WhatsApp tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Millie. That's great.
Yes, that would be great, because I'm not convinced about the dates for me, but I'd love to see more with a link.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Miranda.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you.